You can pay cash or credit, and now you can pay Bitcoin. An Austin store owner is the first in the state to accept the virtual currency for guns. Fox 7's Ann Wyatt Little is live in downtown Austin with more on why they're making the move. Ann Wyatt.
Hi, Mike. Bitcoin transactions exist only online. And Michael Cargill, the owner of Central Texas Gun Works, says FBI background checks will continue for law-abiding citizens, but he says those paying with Bitcoin may have a little more privacy.
We're waiting for that first customer.
Michael Cargill is ready to make his first sale using Bitcoin, a virtual currency he's been thinking about accepting at his store, Central Texas Gun Works.
It's taken off in the liberty community, it's taken off in the libertarian community, and the tech community as well.
The alternative transactions would pay for ammunition, CHL classes, and even guns.
And when they buy that firearm, we're still going to do the FBI background check. They're still going to fill out the 4473. We're going to call the FBI and get the okay.
Bitcoin recently celebrated its 5th anniversary. The online currency is largely unregulated and almost impossible to trace the buyer and seller, something University of Texas business and economics professor Andrew Winston says is attractive to users.
It's non-traceable computer-based money, and so it's attractive for people, as I said, who want to avoid disclosing what things they buy.
There's a trail for credit cards. You can figure out who used the credit card, but you can't figure out who used the Bitcoin. So you can, cover your tracks that way, but not in a gun store, because we're still going to do the 4473 and do the background check and call the FBI.
What raises a red flag for gun control advocates, Cargill says, is private gun sales between individuals, which his store doesn't do.
You can take cash and buy something with it illegally. You can use a credit card and buy something with it illegally. You can use PayPal and buy something with it illegal. What we're doing is we're using BitPay to show people that we can purchase something and you can purchase something legally with it, including a firearm.
In a statement, Ladd Everett with the Coalition to Stop Gun Violence out of D.C. says private sales involving Bitcoins are not going to be any more or less anonymous than transactions finalized with cash or other forms of payment. They involve no screening whatsoever and no record of sale. The list of companies accepting Bitcoin is growing, and Cargill expects the controversy around his decision will too.
As far as the government, I guess they need to keep up with technology, because technology is moving and we don't have time to wait for the government to educate themselves.
Regulation may not be too far down the road, at least for one state. In New York, the Department of Financial Services is holding a 2-day hearing on Bitcoin and virtual currency regulations. The hearing is part of a fact-finding investigation that started in August. This week, 2 men were charged with conspiring to commit money laundering. The 2 are accused of having ties to the users of Silk Road. It's the underground website that sold illegal goods. New York's financial director says the current regulation is akin to the virtual Wild West. And just to give you an idea of how popular this is becoming, the exchange rate for Bitcoin in the dollar started at $22 and now it's up around $800. Mike?
Yeah, we're hearing more and more about Bitcoin. Thank you, Ann Wyatt.